Hi everyone, as you noticed, Israeli Salad has been broadcast only once every few weeks. We hope to return to a weekly broadcast, but until then, we plan to bring you extended and expanded Israeli Salad editions. We hope you enjoy our program. Shalom and welcome to Israeli Salad. The ceasefire that has been declared in the Gaza Strip, or the rearming period as many refer to it, has not brought peace and quiet to Israel's southern communities. Nevertheless, the continuous bombardment did not deter many who came to strengthen Sderot on an event titled Sderot is in our heart. It's been a long time since the streets of Sderot were this full of life. A joint project of the Yesha Council and other regional municipalities from throughout the country called upon the citizens of Israel to come to Sderot in order to bring happiness to the city and to financially help the local businesses that have been suffering throughout the past year and a half due to the deteriorating security situation.
What can I say? Kudos to them, really. I salute them. I'm from Sderot, and I thank all those who came to strengthen us, to show support. We weren't forgotten. They're with us. We are all one nation, and it's great to see life in the city.
The residents of Judea and Samaria came in the afternoon, and soon after came the residents of Haifa, Hadera, or Akiva, and other communities. The visitors came to show solidarity with the residents of Sderot.
You should know that if you'll be in trouble, we'll also come to help you.
We're
a strong nation and no one will defeat us. We'll be victorious no matter what.
The event took place on a Wednesday, and the visitors took the opportunity to make their pre-Shabbat shopping in the local stores. In addition to shopping, the visitors enjoyed activities for the whole family. Arutz Sheva was there as well, broadcasting the weekly Hasidic hit parade from the southern city.
ואנחנו כאמור בשידור חי, מאולתר, משדרות. לא קורה פה כלום בינתיים. ועכשיו אנחנו אומרים ערב טוב למי?
On this special day titled Sderot is in our heart, the city was colorful, vibrant, and full of life. The question is a one-time project enough?
A store owner came over to me and said that he hasn't enjoyed so much business in a long time. You know what? I don't think there were enough people. I hope some of us will make sure that at least once a week, groups from our communities will come down here to shop.
At the end of the day, a ceremony took place with the participation of local musicians and public figures.
You came here to tell us we're not alone, and the state of Israel, the nation of Israel, is with us. I thank you all for this.
A shaliach is Hebrew for an emissary. Many Jewish organizations send shlichim or shluchim to take upon leadership roles within other communities. Rabbi Menachem Mendel Schneerson, the 7th Lubavitcher Rebbe, sent many thousands of shluchim worldwide to assist Jewish communities and travelers in all parts of the world. INN TV Hebrew Edition's Kobi Sela flew out to New York to join a special event that brought together shlichim from throughout the world. The annual Shlichim Chabad Emissary Conference took place as it does every year at the home of the late Lubavitcher Rebbe, Rabbi Menachem Mendel Schneerson. During the 4-day conference, the Shlichim received guidance on how to carry out their mission in their local communities, how to encourage children to come to synagogue, how to explain Torah ideas to the masses, how to lecture, and how to spread the warmth of Judaism.
The primary requirement is that he should really want to go on his own initiative. It requires total devotion and dedication 24/7. And they are destined to remain there, and sometimes the children will remain there, looking back in the past history of the older shluchim that are already parents and grandparents. The children sometimes come out and work with them. But the main thing is the dedication. And shluchim shaladim kamei say, there are shluchim of the Rebbe, which means they have to be cognizant of the fact who they're representing and the tremendous responsibility that rests upon their shoulders to keep that standard, both materially and spiritually, on the highest conceivable level.
The special Rebbe's library was opened especially for this event.
This is a library for research. There are libraries that are open for the public, but there are libraries like this one that is a source for research. People come here with intentions to learn from ancient books.
In addition to the companionship and rejoicing, or through the companionship and rejoicing, the main goal of a shaliach is education. In most desolate locations around the world, you can find Chabad shlichim carrying out the ruling of the Rebbe to educate Jews no matter where they are. In addition to hearing lectures, throughout the event the shlichim shared experiences with their fellow shlichim.
A shliach cancels his own personal intentions and carries out the ruling of the one who sends him. That's what we're doing. We traveled to where we are today without thinking of the distance because our sender commanded us to go there. A few years ago, someone came to me as a hiker without much knowledge about Judaism. And now, every year, I visit him in the yeshiva where he's learning. Today, I see how he is educating his friends and spreading out Judaism in the U.S. These types of stories give us strength to continue.
זה שהרבי חידש מפעל השליחות זה ללכת למקומות שרבנים נורמליים לא רוצים ללכת.
What the Rebbe did was to send rabbis to places where normal rabbis do not want to go. Yes, we have shlichim in metropolitan cities. But what the Rebbe introduced was to bring Judaism to desolate areas, places like Alaska, Shanghai. That's where you'll find us. That's a real emissary mission.
Before gathering at the central event, the 2,500 shlichim convened at the entrance to the home of the late Rebbe. The local police closed the roads, the media was interested. After all, it's not every day that so many Jews gather for a picture. A half an hour of preparations, and now, time to take a picture. Time for the closing ceremony. 396 tables loaded with a fancy dinner welcomed the crowd of shlichim. The evening begins with the singing of the Anim Zmirot Nigun, while the video of the Rebbe gives a feeling as if he is actually observing the celebration. Psalms are recited in benefit of the nation of Israel and the state of Israel. As the names of the locations are announced, the relevant shlichim stand up and receive a round of applause. After the thousands of shlichim receive their honor, it's time for another nigun. This time, the shlichim stand up, hold hands, and dance to the Rosh Chodesh Kislev nigun. In the crowd of thousands of emissaries, our reporter met one interesting family. 16 of the Greenberg family are scattered throughout the world. And even the sky is not the limit.
I'll tell you something. On my son's bar mitzvah, I said that probably my son will be a shliach in space. I'm sure there'll be many contestants.
A bar or bat mitzvah is a very significant event that marks the point when a boy or girl becomes a part of the Jewish nation and is obliged with all of the Jewish precepts. A girl marks her bat mitzvah at the age of 12 and a boy at the age of 13. A special group that Gabi Newman met at the Western Wall in Jerusalem proves that although 12 and 13 are the official ages, it's never too late to celebrate this important event. It's never too late to celebrate a bar mitzvah. 30 released prisoners that, for different reasons, did not celebrate their bar mitzvah gathered at the Western Wall to mark this important event, 10 to 30 years after their 13th birthday. Only a small number of the bar mitzvah boys agreed to be interviewed and to tell us about the special feelings they had during this important day.
It's a very emotional ceremony on many levels. I didn't have this experience when I was a young boy, so today, at the age of 32, it's great to stand here, all excited.
Like any other day, many visitors were at the Western Wall. Today, the bar mitzvah celebration caught their attention. The rabbi of the Western Wall joined the celebrations as well.
May each one of you receive much strength. Prepare to open a new page with lots of happiness and light.
The project was initiated by the Center for the Rehabilitation of the Prisoner. These released prisoners are living in a Tel Aviv hostel, and they are trying to make their way back into society.
Once a week, a rabbi gives a Torah lesson there. This lesson provides them with basic concepts and ideas in Judaism in a therapeutic way. We don't just tell them the stories, we see how the concepts can be used to help in the rehabilitating process in the aspect of moral behavior. The beautiful offers the best treatment.
After donning tefillin, the members of the group recited the blessing on the Torah. And how about candy throwing? The ultimate bar mitzvah tradition? Well, after all, a tradition is a tradition. So what was the climax for you?
The climax? When I said the blessing on the Torah, I almost fell from the excitement, but I'm okay.
The relationship between Judaism and art is something that has been explored for centuries. Is art all exterior, or does it express something interior? Is art a waste of time, of precious time that could be spent on learning Torah? Or does it actually improve one's understanding of ideas contained in the Torah? Well, today we aren't discussing these fundamental questions, but let's visit an exhibition that shows how religious educational institutes also teach art. Turns out that art is developing nicely in the religious community, and that people are not as concerned about the integration between the world of religion and the world of art. The Religious Education Authority hosted the third annual art exhibition, Art, created by the graduates of the art studies in religious high schools. The exhibition was placed in the Underground Prison Museum in Jerusalem. The mood fits many of the exhibits.
This is the way many of us look at the beggar in the street. We see only the begging and not the personal side. We see the stereotypical pose, sitting on the floor. We see the can, the hat, and we walk by and we don't see the person. Even the parts we see are white, they're hardly seen and appear to be part of the wall. Here I present my life during a period of 2.5 years. I experienced observing people and people observing me. Eyes represent society. What can we see here is that when it all comes together, it feels very hostile. I went off riding on a big horse, and it didn't stop when it got to a bridge. We fell. The horse didn't survive the fall, and I drew this in its memory. I created a reef with corals. It's all made out of synthetic materials, metal, masking tape, materials from the industrial world And this emphasizes the contradiction between the industrial world and the world of nature that the reef represents.
The young artists hope their artwork will help them develop.
Thank God we've received orders. For example, the zoo wanted to present something I created about the underwater world. I hope I'll have more orders. The truth is that in the beginning, I didn't think that I would be involved in art. I'm not sure that I'm good enough. Drawing horses is one thing. I learned how to do it. I think that I'd rather work with actual horses.
So is there a contradiction between the religious faith and the field of art?
This, of course, is a question with no basis. There is undoubtedly no contradiction. The years of refraining from art are behind us. And now, the young generation, with all the talents, the fiery motivation, and the suitable guidance that the kids receive from good educators, all this teaches us that we have much more to look forward to.
In the exhibition, we can also learn how the combination of three, youth, art, and demonstration, creates very interesting artistic results.
Through art, I'm able to show my feelings. During the evacuations, I was in Gush Katif and it hurt me very much. It was so ineffective.
לא מועיל, בכלום, לא מועיל.
More than a year ago, when I joined the residents of Netzarim on the day of their expulsion, I witnessed how, despite the traumatic blow, the expelled decided that their spirit would not be broken. As the soldiers were proceeding from house to house, a Talmud Siyum celebration was held, and before leaving their community, the residents marched with their Torah scrolls throughout the streets of Netzarim. Part of the Netzarim evacuees decided to relocate in the Sumerian city of Ariel. By doing so, they wished to carry out two important missions: developing the communities of the Shomron, as well as spiritually strengthening the community of Ariel. We're now off to Ariel. A unique Torah scroll celebration took place in the Judea and Samaria College in Ariel. The celebration of bringing a new Torah scroll to the synagogue was initiated by the Netzarim evacuees that live today in the city of Ariel. The parade began at the evacuees' Netzer Ariel synagogue and ended at the college synagogue. The event was attended by rabbis, public officials, and members of Knesset.
We all come together. What unites us is the Holy Torah. That's what brings Judaism together. Today we initiated the bringing in of a new Torah scroll. There was a need for a Torah scroll here in the college because there are a lot of students. There's a great connection between Netzarim evacuees, the religious community in Ariel, and the students of the college.
Almost a year and a half has passed since the residents of Netzarim were expelled, together with their Torah scrolls, from their beloved community.
בהקשר של נצרים, החורבן של גוש קטיף, והייתי אומר
The destruction of Gush Katif and the yearning to rebuild and renew what the government has ruined, I think that that's an important message here today. We haven't given up on the dream to return. We dream of that every day, 24/7. We have an important mission here. On the other hand, we look forward to resettling the whole Gaza Strip with big Jewish cities.
Today, the group from Netzarim who decided to settle in Ariel is an inseparable part of the social structure of the Sumerian city. The evacuees see the integration in Ariel as an important mission of strengthening Torah and Judaism in the city.
ברוך השם, אנחנו משתלבים מצוין, הכולל שלנו נמצא במכללה.
Thank God we are integrating nicely. Our yeshiva is in the college. We established a girls' school that's doing nicely. And we're conducting many activities in the city. We hope to grow and return with battalions of Jews who will establish the city of Ariel in Gaza.
להקים את העיר אריאל ועזה.
Whoever doesn't understand the triangle, the nation, the Torah, and the land of Israel, that all these go together and are inseparable, whoever doesn't understand this doesn't understand the code of the Jewish history and the future of the Jewish nation.
Okay, that's all for today's program. Join us again next time. We'll end with a song by Aryeh Naftali. Until next time, from all of us here at INN TV Arutz Sheva, Shalom.
One, two. Well, I didn't have a nickel and I didn't have a dime. I couldn't make one either 'cause I didn't have the time. I was much too busy waiting by a corner of the sea for some information on my rediscovery. Walking in Manhattan with my Bible in my hand, we chatted over coffee, then she had some place to be, left me sitting waiting on my rediscovery. I finally got some sleep in an Athenian hotel. I woke at 6, but night and morning I couldn't tell. I asked the concierge, but it was all just Greek to me. 700 miles from my rediscovery. Landed in Jerusalem, walked around it slow. Everything was just where I had left it years ago. I figured it was just as good as any place to be. It takes some time adjusting to a rediscovery. Takes some time adjusting.